Alright, while this is getting started, while people are being notified about this live, as always, oh my words! As always, big thank you to my Patreons who are a huge part of being able to fund when I'm able to do things like this and make sure that my schedule is cleared in order to do them. And let's see, we've got some people joining now. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome everybody. While we're getting people in, I'm curious, where are you from? It's like one of my favorite things. Are you pulling up the oh, on there. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the whatchamacallit app, right?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Actually, we can do that one on this big screen.
Oh sweet. That'll be cool.
Yeah. And then all
For what
mod
it's
on
worth.
this. Absolutely.
Let's see. Morehead City. Oh, you're not far.
Oh, cool.
Indiana, SoCal, another from Cali. Hi.
Would you mind passing me my phone charger?
Yes. We are just getting started, so that's why it's a little bit,
It's, you
a
know,
little slow right now.
Yeah.
San Diego, we got Florida, Pennsylvania, Kentucky. Oh, hey Sarah. Yeah, cool. New Mexico, Michigan. I hope all you folks are listening who's like, I'm talking to the spirits. Be like, there are people watching from all over. Oklahoma, Montana, Tennessee, Statesville, North Carolina, so not too far.
Okay.
New York, West Virginia. I just got somebody who was from New York, I think originally.
Driver.
Was Driver from New York? Was that him?
Somewhere up north, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because he came down. I was Doc. I mean, we're near Doc. By the way, for fun, we have this app just because I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, this is the app, go get it. Though we've also noticed that around here, some of the things are actually applicable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're going to have it up. We've got the SBox for later. We've got EMF. And this is actually intentional for where we are right now because there are a lot of folks that like to pass in front of that door. We've been seeing shadows like with our eyes for like the last hour because we just had dinner back here. And what's the app called?
M2 Ghost Hunter.
What about him? That's one of the employees.
Oh my god.
We were talking about them earlier. Well, former employees.
Yes, the live like just started.
Yeah,
2
just
minutes
started.
ago.
Okay, whoever just said that name, if you could say... I feel like they were trying to say something else.
Yeah.
Lay off.
So the thing with this app is it has a really limited dictionary in it. So a lot of times, if a spirit cannot find the exact word they're going for, it goes to the closest word to it, which sometimes has nothing to do with the word that they're going for, but you can kind of infer what they're...
Yeah, basically we got the name of this former employee, and we got another name that was Layla, but I think what I was trying to say was laid off, which is what happened to this person. Yeah, by the way, yeah, Kid is on the chat and thanks for being cool mods. Kid's also a mod. Yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and make this intro since we got a bunch of people who are joining. So we are at the Wilmington Railroad Museum. I used to be a regular worker here. Now I am a happy volunteer. And Kid and I both have worked here. You now work here again.
Yes.
And it's one of my favorite spots in Wilmington, 1. 2, it's probably one of the more haunted spots in Wilmington. So yeah, everybody keep watching that door because catch some stuff for us. It's going to be happening. But that being said, for those who do not know you,
Hi.
who are you?
My name is Kid. I also go by Spooky Kid, any combination of that. I am an employee here. I am a...
You know things about trains.
I know a lot about trains.
Train facts.
Actually. So if you want to check out the train facts that I sling every day. Go to Wilmington Railroad Museum's TikTok account, and I'm on there. But I also am, I would say medium. Okay.
Are you discovering your medium?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm growing it. Okay.
It's
Made you look. That was a pretty good pickup line. I gotta give that one to you. Spooked, yes. Spooked works as well, if that's what you want to call me. Hello. They said, are your parents ghost hunters because your beauty is possessing me? That's good. That's funny. I like that one. That would work on me.
We were talking about pickup lines that we would accept.
That's strange.
That would be strange, yeah.
Oh, that is so... Wow, hello from Italy.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, so you mentioned kind of like a medium, which I think it is. It's really, if you want to identify as a medium, you can. I think that's what it is. I don't think there should be this like, oh, can you do this? Like, I hate that stuff.
Yeah. My abilities are not quite to the point of Rebekah's by any means, but
they've been growing though.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It's something that runs in my family, and I repressed it for a long time, and now I'm finally not repressing it, and it's been quite a journey. I mostly deal with clairaudience, which is hearing, but I do work on claircognizance as well. I'd say those are my two strongest.
Rude. Somebody's being rude. Okay, so here's some. I will plug this in. Looks like I have full LTE right here, and now I have 5G.
Is really just. There is a plug right here.
Sweet. Yeah. Let's just. Do you want to like sit on the floor right here? Okay. Cool. So hang out with us for a second. Yeah. There's the plug. We'll be in front of the creepy bathroom.
Yes, creepy bathroom.
Yeah, there are two creepy bathrooms, and they're both open to the public. Congrats.
Yeah, so if you come here, you too can
go to the creepy bathroom. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this will be right in front of the...
Wow. Okay.
There we go. My phone's like adjusting. Okay.
Oh, I'm watching someone else.
I was like...
Oh, that's so funny. Don't worry.
Turn it down a little bit.
We are back.
We are back.
We have returned.
And in front of another doorway again, because I just saw one. Wow. Okay.
The suit. Is this okay?
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
We can be like friends.
So there were some like good questions a second ago. One of them is if abilities are genetic or if they can be learned. Personally, I think that it's either. Like, as long as you practice, it's not just going to happen, I feel like. Even if it is genetic, you still have to build it. It's like a muscle.
Yeah. I think it has more to do with your soul than your genetics.
Yes. Because I definitely have some cousins on the side of the family that it runs in the family who have never experienced anything.
I think someone may have seen Driver.
Oh my gosh.
If you saw a man with very broad shoulders, or a shadow of a man with very broad, I think he's the one with like some of the broadest shoulders out here.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's catch you up on Driver and how Driver knows Kid. So, if any of you went down the binge fest that is my Ghost Kids 1 playlist, there is a whole like 8-part series about Driver, but there's also like videos where like when I met Driver for the first time, we came to like, you had been talking to Driver for a while before I came to work here last year, and from there it's like, once again, it was like after hours, and we were like hanging out in the library, and we're like, we feel like you're around, like what is this? So it was a cool confirmation where I was picking up on seeing him with my mind's eye. You had seen him like literally with your eyes.
Multiple times. Also, an entire class of digital Boy Scouts saw him too.
Our director had seen him. So like it was a really cool confirmation. Don't know who Norma is.
Yeah, it's about names at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, there was something I called the driver fiasco. If you want to check that out, it's a long story, so I'm not getting into it. But it was fun. Things. Well, Rupert was. It said soldier just now. It was like, or was it soldier or solder? Solder?
Solder?
Solder.
I don't really know how to spell solder. That's a hard one for me.
Same. That public education in North Carolina is really coming through. But basically, since Driver has been back here, been hanging out with you more, watch the fiasco, you'll find out why he was upset. It's actually really wholesome. Yes, it's really wholesome.
He doesn't like that.
I know. He was like, thank you. But basically since then, and my Patreons know this a bit better because I actually shared a little bit of like the last like longer day that we spent here besides like more recent days where we were just hanging out. Where like he and Rupert have like a funny relationship now. Like they're the kind of friends who are constantly like making jokes on each other. I don't get it, but they seem entirely fine. And when we hang out, they hang out. But yeah, what's Driver been up to from your side of things?
Honestly, keeping me company a lot, silently, or maybe I'm just like not picking up on what he's saying. I feel like my abilities get a little bit stronger when I'm around Rebekah because I can like fully get into it. And not that I can't like in my own place, but I recently moved into a home that's a little bit easier for him to get to. And in a space that he's a little more familiar with, I'd say. And it's just me in this house. So there's a lot of space to be in myself, I guess, and be
like
able
less
to explore.
Stressful.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
stress
have to worry
affects abilities, by
Absolutely.
the way.
I completely close off when I'm stressed. And this corner in my bedroom, I've been able to put this very old chair that would have been from him. I was having a hard time hearing him when I moved into this space. That is a living human.
That is a living human.
Because just for clarification, there's no one in the museum, but outside someone just walked by and it scared me a little bit.
/ it's offline again. I've got the screen recording going, but it's offline again. Am I just gonna like, it's weird. I've got like 4 bars in 5G. Okay, now it's online.
Okay.
Yeah, haunted spots.
And with this chair, I let everyone in the house know because I have been sensing other beings in this home. I've seen them. Hopefully not a creature.
They're talking about.
Yeah. That's fun. We'll explain later.
You finish that, and then we'll go to what we just got on the.
This chair was the chair of the parents of like a pretty famous author in the U.S. and he used to be the host of like the Sunday morning show back in the day. So the chair is very special to me, and the seat had been torn up by a cat in the home, not my home, but its previous home. So my mom reupholstered it for me, but never stapled it in. So the upholstery is like loose, and when you sit on it, there's a butt print. So
great times.
I told Driver, this chair is for you. No one else on your side can sit in it, unless you are okay with it. But like, this is your space to exist in this home. And I woke up the next morning and there was a butt print in it, and I had straightened it out the night before, and that was the confirmation that I needed. Sometimes it's easier for me to see physical signs and be like, I should listen now and hear what you're saying. So he's around. He's been leaving some physical signs like that, and we've just been, I guess, working on my abilities, working on being able to hear him. It's been chill. It's a little more casual now in the sense that he pops in and out when he wants to. He's at my house a lot. And yeah, we're just kicking it, having a good old time.
Yeah. You have what I generally call like a spiritual companion.
Yes.
And that can be all kinds of spirits. That could be like past loved ones. That could be ghosts. Look, I'm gonna say it. Rupert helped with Driver being able to
travel better.
Yes.
I know he doesn't like that because they are what they are. But anywho, so that was actually what that happened. I guess it was like back in February you came by.
Yeah, it was, so we did the live with Kat.
Right. It was, yeah, that's right. It was that night. The night that we did the live with Kat, which is now on YouTube. It's been on YouTube for a little while because we were here. We got a lot of really cool stuff. So it was that day that like Driver and Rupert were just like making fun of each other. And then it was also like Driver made a joke about him still being able to like punch him.
Yeah.
And like stuff, which Rupert was like, sure, I'll take that. And then apparently they met up later that night and like settled it over a drink. It was the most stereotypical man thing. And I don't like to gender
Just
like
dudes being bros.
yeah, like basically it's just like Driver being like, I could still take you, and Rupert's like, sure, you can't, but
Oh my god. Okay, so I know this is is our shadow here, but multiple people just said, someone just walked by. Yes, bromancing. It is a
Bromancing.
bromance, and they will never admit it, but I will.
Never.
So the man's voice that you're hearing is actually, if you're hearing random words, my iPad. I have an app running right now that is kind of like a spirit box, but
Obelisk,
like,
yeah.
it's like yeah.
And-
that's a hard word for me. Can you say it again?
I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right.
Obulus?
Obulus, yeah.
Yeah.
And this app is like okay, you
Yeah.
know, like using apps is generally okay.
If you are like me and do not have an Ovilus, this is the closest thing I can get to
Yeah.
it right now. It's only $4, but it uses the electromagnetic sensor that is in your computers, tablets, smartphones. All of them have it. Sorry,
You're good.
and it's
You can touch me. Everything else cannot.
Everything else back up. It's like a safety feature. So when you put a magnet like on your computer screen, the computer screen turns black. This is what is causing that. So it has a dictionary in it. Different levels of electromagnetic radiation correspond to different words. And the dictionary is limited, so they might not actually find the exact word or name they're looking for, but they can find the closest one to it and kind of communicate. It's great for use as like confirmation, but I would not use this as like end all be all. I trust all of it. Use it in addition to whatever you already use.
Yeah. Something that happened a bit earlier that I want to go back to is, it's weird because it's not frozen on my end. Anyway, it said contain.
My service is not good in here, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
I
iPhone. It just said iPhone.
I literally just said my service is not good in here, and it said iPhone, so that's cool.
So the other thing that it said earlier was contain creature. And if you all have seen, it's a video I posted not too long ago, but it's me in that hallway during the daytime where Boils and Backwards Knees guys had been taking liberties that were not appreciated with other employees. That has not been an issue from everything that I have heard so far, though that is the creature that is contained back there.
Yes.
And I remember people were like, why don't you just get rid of it? Because everything has to exist somewhere. And it's better that that thing exists in that closet and contained rather than somebody's bedroom. So, it's a very R-plane sort of creature.
We are aware of it. Some of the other employees are aware of it here. We're fine.
Yeah, it's for the spiritually sensitive employees. I actually left homework for them. It's kind of like any consultation that I do. I'm like, here are the things that you can do to follow up with this.
Yes.
And part of it is every time one of them like goes by the closet or leaves the closet, it's just simply strengthening the barrier around it by simply acknowledging the barrier as more powerful than the creature.
Yes.
And honestly though, I feel like for the most part, unless it's riled up, it's calmed down a lot.
I am not nearly as I would say that I used to be scared walking into that closet. I'm not anymore. It can't touch me. So
Like, it's still a creepy feeling.
yeah.
For the people who aren't so spiritually sensitive, I don't know fully if they pick up on it, or maybe it's just one of those things like, ooh, this closet gives me the creeps, but it's not a fear sort of feeling. We can, that's the HVAC. I think it'd be cool, like, in maybe a little bit, going into that hallway, just to like show it a little bit, because the last 2 lives that we did at the Railroad Museum, you can kind of notice a difference between first us being like really creeped out about it, and it was like the first live too where Driver was the one to like actively push it back. Rupert wasn't with me at that time because we were figuring things out. That's complicated to explain. Watch the Ghost Skits 1 playlist. Anyway, and then like the second time we came back, Kat was here. We all had different experiences with him. And now, we could just open the closet door and still keep the barrier up, and it'd be like seeing something at a zoo.
It was open all day today, and nothing really happened. I mean, you could feel it when you walked, or I could, not you. But it was not pleasant. I do notice that some of the people here who are not spiritually sensitive are not realizing that they are. Oh my gosh, that was the AC. Is that the toilet? It's probably the toilet.
I hear what you mean. The toilet running.
Okay. And
which I don't know why it's running. By the way, it wasn't a flush. It just kind of sounded like a faucet, or like when the toilet, after you flush it, that high pitch kind of thing. The bathrooms are haunted.
Some people. Cool. Whoa. Yeah, that's fun. You got mail. I feel like there's like half of the audience here would not recognize that reference.
Wow.
But
oh no,
that's wild. A few people are pointing out that there's a man standing behind us again. Someone described this man as tall, dark curly hair with glasses. The only thing that does not fit Driver's description is the glasses.
Yeah.
But maybe you saw glasses on him. He's here. He's very happy.
Was he standing like this?
He was standing like this with his chest puffed, his shoulders as broad as possible. That was Driver.
We said we would talk about him.
He's waiting for that.
Basically he said that this isn't Pretty Boy's show. So if any of you want to know about Rupert, it's not the Rupert show tonight.
It's not the Rupert show.
Yeah, Driver's like for this. By the way, Driver, we've got over 200 people watching right now. Is there something you would like to say? I'm just opening a can of worms. Is there something you would like to say?
Someone said overalls, someone said hat. Yes, that would fit his description. Also, the You've Got Mail, it is a move, but that also, like, when you used to get emails, it would just say
America
that.
Online.
Yeah, if you had an AOL account, when you would get an email.
Back when AOL was the only thing.
It would say, You've Got Mail, just like in that movie, the movie. Yeah. But you get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, my app, I turned the voice down to stop confusing people, and it just said behind. But
heat.
How's Rupert? Excuse me, but this isn't the Pretty Boy show.
Rupert's
this is
fine,
the
by the way.
Driver show. Yeah, he's doing great.
Rupert's like, he's out of frame. Like, he's kind of here. He's also got like his arms tucked. Like, he's sitting up with just very casually. Like, many of you have seen him on my lives before at home, where he just like hangs out in door frames. So anywho, it's the Driver show tonight, folks.
It is, and he will not let us forget it.
So, okay, going back to the question, like, Driver, what would you like to say to the... I was just getting, like, who are these people? I'm like, they are people who are interested, people who believe in you.
Yes. What was Driver's occupation?
Driving spikes.
Driving spikes. That's how we named him. He was.
It was a nickname. He said it.
Yes. Yeah. No. Absolutely. He was a spike driver for the railroad.
Driver also has 2 meanings.
Yes, it does.
He was very clear about that.
Yes.
When we first were figuring that out. He's really... like, I'm a driver. And I'm like, okay.
Yep. And if that doesn't explain his existence, I don't know what will. Driver,
he loves it when you talk about him. Oh my, he's just like,
Yeah, tell me more about myself. Yeah, he's emoting this. I'm not getting word for word what he's saying.
Yeah, no. But also, so Driver doesn't read the comments, just so everyone knows. We can communicate them to him, but anytime that I've ever asked him to watch one of Rebekah's lives with me, or like he's been here during our lives together, he does not read the comments. So anything that you guys have to say to him, we will pass along if we see it while it's up on the screen.
Reading wouldn't have been
his favorite
specialty.
Yeah, it was not his strong point. He didn't need to for what he did.
And this was early 19. Well, no, like 1940s.
Probably.
So like he would have had schooling.
Yeah,
I'm checking this with him because I'm just like kind of making low key assumptions right now. It's like, yeah, I went to school. Okay, noted. I get the feeling like he quit, so to speak, when he was like 12 or 13. Though.
Absolutely. As soon as he got out of 8th grade is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So to become a driver, to become a big man.
Mm-hmm. So Driver is not wearing a suit and red tie. Driver is a very gruff man. He is usually covered in grease. So, or dirt, or in like steel shavings, you know.
If you're picking up on someone in a suit, there are many guys around here, some of which who would have worked in the offices of the railroad, some of which who would have worked on the railroad themselves. So yeah, if any of you are like doing reads on this place, yeah, there are a lot of folks around.
Yes. After like the Great Suppression, yeah, that's when Driver would have been working on the railroad. Does he have a mustache? Not when I see him, but I mean,
he's rough.
He's very like whiskery. Like he's got a nice. He's got a long beard. He has a lot of facial hair though, but not just a mustache.
Whenever you talk about
he
what
loves
he looks
it.
like physically, like it's palpable.
Loves it. Someone else asked, "Is Driver like the technological?" That was a hard word. Technological advances that he's seen. Some of it he doesn't understand, but he thinks it's interesting. Just like social advances too, we have a lot of conversations about those things, and he has a lot to say on it, and it is so fascinating because he is excited about like the positive advances that society has taken since he was around. But with technology, I wouldn't say that he like knows how to use it. When we explain it to him in simple terms, he follows and like he's interested in it, but he again like probably doesn't understand. I don't want to speak for him before he says anything, but like I don't think that it's his strong point either. But he thinks it's cool.
Yeah, the feeling that I get is like it's cool until it's annoying.
Yeah. Like I don't think he understands why it's necessary. So a lot of people are asking if he's 50. He's he's middle aged. He's in his 40s, so around
And he would have been working outside a lot, so he
aged.
He looks older. Like he's got a little bit of gray, like around there.
Yeah.
The gray of maturity, because I feel like he's just fine with that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. He's quite proud of it. Okay.
These are good questions.
Yeah.
Side note, I love how much you've been learning and how much you've been picking up on things. Because I think about a year ago, really both, like, we did a live, like, almost a year ago now, and it was so different. Like, how both of us were perceiving, how he was. He's calmed down a lot more.
Yeah.
I probably the whiskey. Like
that, and also I feel like he knows he doesn't have to prove himself. Like, we see him for who he is.
Yeah.
So around now, he'd probably be, like, over 100, because he was...
Oh, yeah.
When he passed, it was in the 40s, like late 40s, mostly active mid-40s, you know, like that range. And he was in his 40s then. So he'd be over 100 years old at this point.
Which, yeah, okay. I checked it before I'm saying it. I can't go, I won't go into details because TikTok won't like that. It's very gory.
Yeah.
As a joke, and this was the same night that, like, or another night when we were hanging out and basically Rupert had to tell him to like lay off a little bit because he like all of a sudden, he wanted to share that with you on how he passed because it is very personal. Remember, we are talking to people here.
These are humans.
Yeah.
With rights to their own stories.
Passing can be very traumatic. But that night in particular, it's like, sure, he wanted you to know, and he could convey it to me through mental imagery, but then, like, he also got really gory with it because he could, and that's when I was like, like, that's whenever it was like, okay, you can stop now. But basically, I'll tell the heroicism of this story. So he was working, I believe it was around the fall line of North Carolina. So it's where the coastal plain starts to meet where the Appalachians are. And yes, here we say Appalachian, not Appalachian. So, but there's a lot of sudden dip in the land. This is where you have like a lot of rapids. They're baby rapids, but a lot of rapids, a lot of exposed rocks, that sort of thing. And there was some big piece of machinery. It wasn't like a locomotive, but it was some large piece of machinery that they were hauling up this incline. And what he basically said was somebody didn't tie it off correctly, but also he had been sick. Like, he had a fever, but that was during a time where you couldn't exactly just be like, hey, give me a sick day. I think he was recovering a bit at that time from the fever, but he was like, it was still kind of foggy. Yeah. Oh goodness, the reception is doing the thing again. Okay, cool. I'm seeing some people saying, was he a smoker? Yes.
Cigars, absolutely.
Yeah. But basically they were pulling up this piece of machinery. Somebody didn't tie it off correctly. He was on the job of pushing it. And because he was not fully well at that time, they gave a signal for all the guys to move because the line was breaking. He didn't hear it fast enough because it was split second and the machinery rolled over him.
So someone asked where his grave is. Maybe he doesn't have, like, if you can imagine what would have happened in the process.
Probably on the side.
Yeah. I don't think he would have had one, honestly. He's very far away from his family. It was the 40s. He was a blue-collar railroad worker.
Unmarried.
Unmarried,
No children that he knew of. He was
he
straight about that.
Yeah. So what's keeping him here? He just wants to be here.
Yeah, something I also wanted to mention, because where he died, unalived, that's what we have to say on TikTok, he wasn't exactly nearby, but what's interesting is train tracks, just like rivers and roads, have a kind of energy that carries with them. And I believe what happened was he went with the energy that was carrying him and wound up here. And you see a lot of that with spirits around here. Some of them did work here. Most of them did not pass here. They passed it home or passed it at hospitals. And they just came back to work and then at some point realized what had happened and they stayed for whatever reason. It's always a personal choice. But yeah, in his case, I think he just wound up here. And by the time you met him and by the time I met him, he was very aware of himself, very sentient. He was mostly aware of, like, the time.
Yeah.
And I think he was just hanging out.
He was pulling pranks for a while when I first got here. So clearly he was having fun with it. And then finally he realized that I could see him. And
then he realized how cool you were. Are.
Yeah. Exactly. So
really though, you stood out to him because I remember like how he would regularly talk about you. It was always just like, yeah, but so and so is not like kid. Like there were comparisons. It was like, for one, it was the first time that he and I talked without you being here. He was bored with how I looked because he kept saying I looked like a child. As in, I don't have a woman's body. It's fine. I know I'm the size of a large child. But anyway, I wasn't insulted. Like, really, I wasn't. I found it stupid. But yeah, he compared me to you and said that my vision was not the same as yours. So I was boring to look at, apparently. But also, just like how you handle yourself, especially around the men.
Yeah.
Like the modelers, who they're cool, but how you know about trains and like all that stuff. And he, like, you're the comparison for drivers. You're the expectation. If people are not that cool, then they can forget it. So yeah, driver's not going to be like hanging out for just everybody here.
Yeah, he actually is like rarely at the museum now. He's not with me. He's off doing things that I don't really ask him about because it's not my business. I'll find out when I am on that side.
Spirit stuff
That doesn't concern me. Does his covered in grief's appearance have to do with his personal choice or familiarity with life?
Wow, what a question.
That's a cool question.
Let's ask him. Like, did you get that?
I got like a why would I change it?
Yeah, it's also, it's what it represents.
Yeah.
You know, like he's a working man. He's not
Exactly.
a bum. Like, he's not a hobo.
And he's not like a rich man either. Like, he's proud of what he did.
I just gotta, and the lady's like a man who's not too clean. And he looked at Rupert. Rupert's really clean. Like, that's really important to him. Which, yes, as a spirit, you can choose that. But, like...
Yeah. A lot of our...
Ladies like a man who can get dirty.
Oh my god. A lot of our spirit friends, well, some of them. One of them, again, it's not the pretty boy show, but Rupert updates his looks.
He does.
Driver chooses not to. And I also... Driver smell... Sense, like smells with spirits, like that's definitely like a strong thing. Your olfactory sense is your strongest sense, or the strongest sense tied to memory, I guess. So it's a really common way for spirits to communicate, because if you smell a particular cologne that you knew when someone was alive, you immediately picture that person. Mm-hmm. With Driver, I know he's around because he kind of smells like a oceany cologne, but not an expensive one at all. Like, think about,
so the ladies know I'm clean.
That was an awful laugh, I'm sorry.
He liked it.
And he also smells like cigars. So,
Yeah.
Whenever I smell that, I know he's there, even if I don't hear him in the moment. Sometimes in my home, I will pass through a wall of cigar smoke smell. And I do smoke cigars too. So sometimes I'm like, oh, is that me? No, I don't have any cigars in the house. It's been a couple weeks, so the smell would not be on, hopefully wouldn't be on me by then. I'm really killing it. But, yes, I do believe that a lot of times when you have like a strong smell that comes out of nowhere, it is a spirit trying to communicate with you and just let you know that they're there.
It's something called clairsalience, and it's actually a video.
That's a cool word.
Yeah, clairsalience. I'm going to be releasing a video. It sounds so official. Yeah, I have a video ready to go. So if you want the video on the clairsalience, I also have a video on clairgustance, which is tasting. Yes, that is the thing. Let me know in the comments. I will post it sooner than later because I've got it ready to go.
Not that the clairsalience isn't cool, but with the clairgustance, that's something that Driver and I practice together.
You can share taste with the spirit, but they can also do that with you. Jay actually shared taste with me, but it was from across the room. Yeah.
What?
He was having... I got this pecan pie from the Northside Farmers Market, which, if you're in Wilmington, you should be going to the Northside Co-op Farmers Market on Saturdays. But anywho, Jay had, like, this experience with the first bite of this pie, and he, like, had it so much that it, like, went out around the room, and the way that I could describe it, I could get the, like... It was almost like stale pecans, like the way that I was sensing it. The pecans weren't actually stale, but it was like seltzer.
Yeah,
it was
like you
seltzer.
whisper the flavor into it.
Yeah, it was like that. Like you understand the flavor. But yeah, clairgustance is a thing, and you can do it with living people. It's fascinating.
So Driver would not be the one who's pacing him bored. He loves that we're talking about him right now. Who do you think is pacing him bored right now? There's a few people that are saying they sense that.
I keep going back to... I'm going to call him In. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who I met who had been talking to the other employee.
Yes.
Is it okay that I share your name? Like, do you understand that we're in front of the public? Okay, he doesn't want me to share his name, so I'm going to call him In. In, as in like in. Is it because you want to talk to me? Because he's the one that would have been in the suit, by the way, or like a collar shirt with a tie, which I know some of you have picked up on him. He's upset. I think something happened between the employee. I don't know if that employee is still reaching out to him. I'm not sure if they're even still here. It's not who I met the other day, I don't think. And I don't know who they are. Holly does. But, and I made another video about him, by the way. It's already up on TikTok. But he's saying something about she won't talk to me. She won't talk to me. Did I say something? Did I do something wrong? What happened? I will ask, because I don't think it was you, because I didn't say anything inappropriate about you. I just kind of mentioned who you were when you were, he worked at the offices across the parking lot. Are you working again this week?
Yeah, I just have one thing to say. We're not profiting off of this, so you can keep your rude comments to yourself. We are out here, and if you don't believe, you don't have to be watching the live.
Yeah.
It's really simple. So, bye.
Yeah.
And also, I am working again. If someone's in Wilmington and wants to visit, I'll be here tomorrow. 10 to 5.
If you could ask Holly if that person still works here, and just to let that person know that In wants to keep speaking to her.
Okay.
You know, at what she's okay with. But I think he's really worried that he did something or that he said something. And he's not sure what that is. So he's coming to terms with where he's at in the afterlife. So I think that's part of it. I think he's kind of having like like looking for someone to just show him humanity, basically.
Yeah.
So is that cool if we, through the grapevine, communicate that? Okay. Cool. All right. I wasn't ignoring you, by the way.
Oh gosh.
You can hang out with us. Well, while we're here. Because River was like, no. It's like, while we're here. That was like the first thing that Rupert said in a while. He was just like, no. I was like, no. Okay, I just got this. I just walked off that way. Kiddos have gone to sleep. They've gone up to where they hang out, I think.
Someone was just asking about them.
Really? Because I was like, I don't know why I'm talking about them, but here we go.
They were poking their heads in a little bit when we were eating dinner in the library earlier. They don't really show themselves to me as much as they do to Rebekah. I have sensed them before, but I think that they, not that they're not as comfortable around me, they're just more comfortable around Rebekah because
I look like a child.
Because Rebekah acknowledges their presence more because she can sense them much better than I can.
I think to some extent I like looking for them sometimes, so I think that helps too.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking for somebody, it is easier to sense them.
Absolutely.
Cool. What if we move, now that I got service again, hi. As I said, the screen recording of this is going to be up on YouTube within the next week. So any of these spotty signal things will not be a problem on my screen recording. And you can all look at the comments again. The boxcar is actually sold. Remember, the being in the boxcar has since been released. And the angry guy who was like a robber in the boxcar, I explained to him the other day when they were moving stuff out of it. I was like, hey, they're moving the boxcar. It's outside of Asheville now. It's going to be turned into a house. And I talked to the spirit robber guy who was in there. He wasn't happy about it. And I said, all right, well, you don't have to go. And honestly, the feeling that I get is that he's outside sometimes, but looking to just kind of move on to the next step of what's in the afterlife now. He just loved that boxcar, but he was also a jerk.
Yup.
So we're kind of like, yeah, move on, dude.
Someone asked an interesting question. Why is the spirit seen in white so common?
Wait, spirits in what?
Like, when we see spirit, or when people see them with their, like, eyes, not like third eye, they're often just like a white apparition. This is a big assumption that I'm about to make, and
Please.
I'm so open to being wrong, but the more clearly something comes through, the more realistically something comes through, the more energy it takes. Color takes energy. So it would just come through as white light, basically, or the spirit, the entity. Sometimes you see them in gray. That takes more energy. To see something in color takes even more. So if they do have a lot of energy, you're probably more likely to see them a bit more how they would have appeared when they were alive. If they do not quite understand yet how to find, create, access, use this energy, they're going to come through as just like white light, basically, I guess, is the best way I could describe it. Some of the spirits here come through as just white to me, and some of them...
Yep.
Some of them come through, like Driver, I see him in color. And I've only ever seen him in color. Someone just said skeptical on the spirit box.
Yeah, I think there is validity to that. I also say a lot of times it has to do with who's doing the seeing. A lot of people will see just shadows, and it doesn't always mean, it's a shadow person, which has a variety of different definitions depending on who you talk to. Oftentimes it has to do with how you are perceiving. The more advanced in your clairvoyance, the more likely you're going to be able to see details on somebody regardless of how they are projecting themselves. It's kind of like you have a stronger connection with Driver, so you do see him in color. And that's, once again, it's the collaboration between the perceiver and the spirit. It's not always just the perceiver or just the spirit. Oftentimes it's working together.
Yes.
Before we move into the closet, just because, we don't have to go in the closet, but we can go.
Go back.
But before we do that, it's still the Driver show. Driver.
It is still the Driver show. It is not the Pretty Boy show, he says.
It's still just that. Yeah, we've covered what life was like for you. Do you want to share anything else? Do you want to talk to people? I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, all I can focus on is that air conditioning right now, and I cannot hear him. I feel like positive vibes into the world. Okay. Cool. Spread love, do love.
Do love. I like
do
that.
Love. Give love.
Do love.
Hopefully you will receive it in return.
It's the most we can hope for.
Driver, a lot of people are saying hi to you. A lot of people that you don't even know, but they like you. I just got a very warm arm on this side. I think you just came a little bit closer, like, oh. Okay.
It's almost like he expected to see the people. Did you get that? Like,
I had prepped him today.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with him this morning. And it was slightly embarrassing. I thought I was alone in the room, as far as living beings, and I wasn't. And so I kind of just gave him a heads up. He doesn't really understand what TikTok is.
A lot of people still don't understand what it is, so that's fair.
That's fine, exactly. But he does understand that we were being broadcasted. The way that I first described it was like radio, from radio, TV, which he did not own, but he understood. But the radio was a little bit easier for him to understand.
Did you dance, Driver? only when necessary.
Oh my god.
But apparently, you know, he got that like basic back and forth movement.
The way
you know,
that
like
he
I'm
holds
seeing
his
that.
back, yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, but like, okay, I'm seeing a lot of pictures right now. It's how you put your hand on the small of somebody's back, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, woman. Yeah, noted. You're straight. Got it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, he's like, I literally saw it where like he's dancing and that kind of thing, and there's like this like he's doing this like,
yeah,
and then like his hand is really wide, so that the woman would know how big his hands are. Oh my!
He was leading you right there, bro.
I told you this would happen.
Oh, I knew as soon as his eyes were like again, I can't see him unless he really wants to be seen, but I feel what he's feeling. I feel the way he emotes himself.
And like mind's eye stuff.
Mind's eye stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
But he very much like, I was like, hey, you have people online that want to meet you. Some of them already knew you. And his eyes just got very like, oh yeah, tell me more. And it was a very quick conversation. Does Driver have any pickup lines? I don't think Driver knows what a pickup line is. He just stands a certain way. He doesn't need it.
He also does that thing, you know, that people do when they like are up against a wall and they like do this while they're looking
that
at
is
you.
how, if there's a pole or a wall, that's how he's standing. Always.
He's always like he's a big man as it is, but like he knows how to make himself look bigger, but like also inviting at the same time.
Oh yeah.
To those he wants to invite. He doesn't do that with me.
I've never felt creeped out before.
Yeah.
Before I really knew what our connection was, I had asked for space at one point, and he was like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't mad about it.
He's not interested in someone
who's
wouldn't
not
be
interested in him.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
he gets consent. I remember we talked about that
Mm-hmm.
because, like, yeah, he was always very upfront. He's like, "Nah, if you don't want to hang out, whatever."
Mm-hmm. Someone asked what his favorite food is.
Yeah.
Can't tell you. I'm gonna be real. I can't tell you, but I can tell you what he hates, and I can taste it right now. It's from his birthday. If you haven't seen the Driver Fiasco series on Rebekah's TikTok, please go watch it so this makes sense. Don't watch it right now. Watch it after. But remember this part. He hates like modern cakes. Like store-bought modern cakes. They are too sweet for him, and he shudders. Like, as I'm remembering this taste, he is like, oh, no.
You know, what I got, though, as far as, like, his favorite, I think it's a hamburger.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's meat in a bun.
Yeah. For some reason, baked beans, there was a picture of that in my head,
Okay.
but, like, I don't think that's his favorite food. I just think that that's, like, a food.
Like a comfort food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, he, like, panic thought of, almost.
Dude, get this man some beans.
I'll get this man some beans.
Be like, you were alive
Tacos.
tonight. Yep,
It's
you
so
remember
funny
the
because
tacos.
I had tacos for dinner tonight.
We've
and it
gotten
was there.
tacos like the last 3 times
Yeah.
we've been together.
Wow.
Not even intentionally, it's just because Islands is up the street and we really like Islands.
Exactly. He doesn't like the preservatives. He doesn't like all of the sugar either. Those are the things that he's like, why do you need this?
So that's the thing. I feel like he and Rupert would be just fine because I also explained preservatives to Rupert one day and factory farming and Walmart and a lot of things.
Oh my god, I broke
his spirit with that.
I tried to describe Walmart to Driver, and he was like, I am not interested.
Yeah.
It was just too much. It's over. I mean, I get overwhelmed there, so I understand, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a thing.
He's very, he's a little cowboy. Okay. Do I hear them or just feel them? Okay. The best way I can describe this is, you know how
He's organic.
No GMOs.
I was just like, I'm with it.
So, you know how people say that you can tap into your third eye, open your third eye? Excuse me. The best way I can describe how I hear him is through a third ear. And it was very difficult for me to discern this from my intrusive thoughts for a while until I realized my intrusive thoughts are in my own voice, and this is very much a deep man voice coming through that I've not heard before. And so I'd say that's kind of what it sounds like to me, is if you can convert your third eye visions into third ear voices.
I call it inner ear clairaudience.
Yes. And then, but sometimes I do hear, dang, sometimes I do hear spirits outwardly that even Rebekah can't hear.
Because I'm growing my clairaudience, but it's very much still inner ear right now.
There are things that, like, we'll hear a sound and I'll hear it more detailed. Like earlier, we heard something fall, but it just sounded like a stack of files to me. It sounded like something falling to Rebekah. So that, it's honestly either or. It can come through on the outside, on the inside. I have heard growling in here before that Rebekah did not hear. I have heard growling before that Rebekah did hear. A lot of times if you see us like look at each other like, it's because we heard the same thing. But a lot of people like your bracelets.
Yay, thanks. I'll give a plug. This is from, it's La Lotus Co. They're on my Instagram, or she's on my Instagram. But yeah, the reason why, like, it's important to talk about developing abilities is, for most people, this is not a switch. And what's cool is, depending on how you perceive things will be dependent on, like, you know, the things that you experience. So what's cool with Kid and I is, like, we have, like, we're both clairemotive, we both have, like, inner eye clairvoyance, we're both growing our, like, physical eye clairvoyance. Though, like, with you, you have both exterior and inner clairaudience come through more strongly.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got a mixed bag of things. And it's important to note, like, that's the thing, I know a lot of you are growing your abilities right now, so, like, please understand, this is what it looks like. And there's some things that you're going to pick up on that I'm not going to pick up on, and it doesn't make either one of us lesser than. It's just the experience. It's like sound waves. Sometimes they hit you, sometimes they hit me in a feeling way or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people are asking if you listen in bluegrass. I feel like when he was working in the Appalachian area, like, yes, because that's what would have been on the airwaves, but he's from up north, so more southern music was not exactly what he would have had.
Big band.
See, and someone said jazz, and the thing is, I hear big band music in here all the time when I'm alone, coming from random corners. In this museum, I've heard it in my own home before, and none of my devices are on, nothing's plugged in, my downstairs neighbor is gone. So I would say big band, because that's what I hear when I'm in here, and he's the one that I connect to the most when I'm in here.
Do you ever play for him? Like,
yes.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I have a playlist for him.
I honestly don't. I have a playlist for Rupert, most of which are modern things, because he's very much, like, done with where he came from and what time period. Not that this is a pretty boy show, but also for Fanny, because she was really a part of, like, the early part of Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll play music for her, like Jay and I, and it's so cool. Like, when she recognizes something, you just feel it.
Absolutely.
It's super cool.
Trevor was not in World War II.
No.
Good question, though. Same time period, but
he would have been, and this is my understanding of history, and I would love it if you could, Driver, to agree if this is what it was. If you were working in a job that was seen as, like, required, you could avoid the draft during that time. So building railroads would have been very important, just like building roads. I know this because my grandfather avoided the draft because he was an engineer and he built roads. So is that correct?
Someone here said something that I just want to address, because it was nice the way you said it. It's okay if you don't believe in spirits. You can find this entertaining regardless. Thanks for being nice about it, though.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you don't have to believe. We're not here to change anyone's minds.
No. I always say with all of my platform, I'm never here to convince somebody of what the afterlife looks like according to my viewpoints.
Or even if there is one, if you don't believe in it, you don't
Yeah.
have to. That's okay.
Yeah, it's really whatever brings you peace. And at the end of it, because I have like atheists follow me too, and they're just like, you know what, these stories are wild, and they just enjoy them for entertainment value.
Yeah.
So if you like entertainment, if you like history, cool. Like that's really, yeah. But otherwise, please understand that your path is built upon your experience and what feels right to you, and that's what's most important.
Yeah,
So.
and it sounds like you're a healthy skeptic. They just said, I believe in paranormal, just not ghosts. Give me something plausible, I'll be open to it. That's a healthy mindset. Also, how old do I see Driver? At like 40s, middle age. Why haven't these ghosts moved on? Not everyone wants to.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Some people are figuring things out, and some people, once they figure the things out, they're like, whoa, wait, I can hang out here longer. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening right now in the world, and some folks just want to experience that.
Someone's getting bad vibes on there, and stay safe.
Yeah.
Phil in his zoo.
Do you want to move to the hallway? If we're going to talk about bad vibes.
Oh, boy, do you want to...
Rupert's like, why do you get so excited about these things? I don't know.
I know, I feel you, though. Also, I just want to point out that this literally has not stopped going off. The app.
I'll just move that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
And with the bathroom too, that'll be great.
Sick.
I'm just gonna put this here. It's
on Wi-Fi.
but
That's
also okay.
That is the answer I was going to say. Also, I think, like, on a serious note, though, he does think social change, especially within occupations, is very interesting. So,
yes, I'm gonna walk around a little bit to see if I can get better service because it keeps being spotty. No,
okay.
I still want to be in the hallway, so I won't be far.
Drag out. I'll grab your machines.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, we have 2 bars here. Remember, if it freezes up, I'm taking a screen recording, and that's going to be going on YouTube. So, and it did it again. I didn't bring anything protective to put around my phone.
You know, we got white light.
Yeah. Put your white light around the phone. Yes.
It's just a circle of white light. We'll be fine.
Okay, so yeah, so kid, when you see it's like red, like a red dot, that's not great signal, basically.
Okay.
And then it says lost connection.
We're coming through now.
It's a bit delayed. Yeah, if I'm taking like weird faces, you are welcome to screenshot that because I will laugh at myself. Okay, so cool. I'm gonna go back to.
Every time it goes to green, it goes to red. But it's saying we're good.
That's the thing. I still have 2 bars, so that's what's weird. If I put my hand on it, sometimes that will do something. Will you pick up better? No. I guess all of you are gonna have to come back to YouTube. We're still going.
Wow, I just made a really attractive face.
I mean, as we do, because I also heard, did you hear something back there? Because I heard something.
I've been hearing things back there this whole time.
Okay,
like shuffling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thumping.
I heard like a.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. Dang, I'm still. Yeah. It's just. This is rough. Okay, so yeah, things are kind of going in and out. I don't know what this pink bar is, but it's kind of annoying because it keeps doing that. Okay, so some people are saying it's fine. Cool. For anybody that is buffering, I understand. That's why I'm taking the screen recording so that it will go on YouTube later. Promise.
Yes.
I'm gonna take this.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Okay, well, already it's going bonkers. Don't know why that is. It might be because I'm close to the, okay, it was because I was close to the phone. That happens. So I'm gonna open the closet door. I'm getting okay vibes from him right now. Him, them. Oh, hey.
Was it something that happened just now? Somebody... Okay. Well... Is this literally Rupert? Am I serious? No, it's not. Yep. So here... Yep.
If there was something walking behind us earlier,
Props.
probably.
No, wait.
Good question,
No,
though.
no.
Not to brush it off, but most likely yes, because we do have a few regulars here with us and have also woken some people up.
I don't know if they can even see me.
Yes, you look really creepy though.
Hey!
Disclaimer: this is Rebecca back here,
In case anyone
not a
forgot.
gremlin.
So, here's what's fascinating. It's going up to the orange right now, and this is actually where I put the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
I made a video about that. Somebody's walking around in there.
Did you hear that? Like,
so that's the toilet again.
and that's not so there is one toilet in this museum that will flush itself, and it is not in that bathroom.
So yeah, just to point out, like, right here, like, there's a light bulb all the way up here, but I'm short. This is the barrier that I created, and I didn't know that I could do an EMF thing, so now I really want to try this a bunch of other times.
Oh,
Alright, sir, I'm gonna open the door.
oh my god.
You just said no. Thank you for using English.
I've never heard. What?
He just typically, he usually growls or, says...
It makes, weird, guttural, smacking sounds. That's how I hear him.
Yeah, he straight up was just like, no, just now.
Wow.
So, cool. Yeah.
Are the kids still here? Yes, the kids are still here. They're not right here, but they're still here.
Let's see, the energy's moved. Interesting, right in front of the door. Anyway, okay.
I can't tell you if you're crazy or not, but that doesn't make you crazy, so.
What, my laughter? Because that makes me feel crazy.
No, someone asked a question that I answered, and then they're like, cool, at least I'm not crazy. In other words, what was woken up? Oh boy. Is there a tall man near Rebecca by the picture frames? Do you see? So if you're seeing this,
right
there's a reflection of the light that's right here, but there's also that is going off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's blinking now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, the area around.
Oh my god, okay, I didn't
It's
see
not,
that.
it's here. So if you're seeing a man more so here, he's walked across and then he's gone back.
I'm gonna scoot out of the frame a little bit so y'all can see what's happening better. So
yeah, you see here, and it's not electricity stuff because we're too far away from.
Oh yeah. Also, there's no wires running through that wall by the door frame.
Yeah.
Or right here, it's the back of an exhibit that's powerless.
Yeah. I do want to open the door. No, I'm opening the door because I can, not because I'm letting you out. I'm opening the door just because you're rude about it. You know what's fascinating? It's currently doing this up against the wall.
So someone just said I'm seeing someone pounding on the wall.
Yeah.
Who is pounding on the wall? Not angry, but in a menacing way.
Fine, I won't open it. Ah!
Someone else said the forced perspective makes you look so small.
Well, I am also
That's
very
not forced
small.
perspective.
I am actually this small. I told you I'm the size of a large child.
Rebecca makes me feel tall, and I really appreciate that about
Also,
her.
look at this real quick. So, yeah, because
he's pushing himself
I
back.
told you that. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to be like, I told you,
Oh,
kid.
no,
That
it's
was what I
okay.
did.
But did you hear that? It's happening down there again.
Yep. The sounds in the bathroom, they just keep going back and forth.
This isn't surprising, but I'm excited that it's on camera right now.
So, okay, new theory, because I'll be honest. So, I don't think this was picking up the field that I put up of protection, I think it's because he was on the other side of the door
and now he's against the wall.
But
can everyone hear what Rebekah is saying?
That's a good question.
I think you're projecting enough.
Thank you. I am Oh, I shouldn't say it that loud. I just bothered somebody in the back. So he's not against the wall anymore. He's back. And
so
you can see it by this.
What we're not going to do is knock on the door, probably. I feel like that maybe we won't do that, but thanks for the suggestion. A few people
step back on that one.
The EVP app is saying arrangement, and people are saying don't open the door. It just said energy, and people can hear you. Cool. I do have a TikTok. I'm about to comment in the thing. I'm gonna start posting more
follow kids' TikToks. You can go to kids' Instagram accounts. Kids got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, I actually.
Clothing.
We're gonna film and stream. I'm a photographer, and I am a clothing designer and seamstress. I don't actually post about paranormal stuff, but I'm thinking about maybe doing it just a little bit. But my account is slightly unhinged, and I want to give everyone a heads up. It is. I'm typing it. I'm gonna say hi, and then that's me. Thanks for asking. It makes me feel important.
Alright, cool. Well, I hope the lights came through clearly on that one because
that was
not one of the top.
No, that was
I know when I shake it, it does something, so I have to be still.
Someone said.
Wait. The driver's here, right?
Yeah, my back is hot.
Yeah. There we go. Am I holding this correctly? Yeah. Driver. Well done.
If you can't see, this is cool. That's great progress from last time we used this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we got it to the red.
Driver, just for us to be able to get this, could you step away? Because that'll make the lights go down. So that way we can.
A little further away.
Yeah, a little further because you got big energy.
You do.
I think he's really stuck on the big energy thing.
Yeah, I think that just puffed him up.
Okay, could you come back? It almost seems like it's delayed. Works. Driver, what do you think about people thinking you're a big awesome man? It's flashing red.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, so the toilet thing, we have a couple toilets that flush themselves like that. Open the door out of spite.
I could, but he's basically boils and backwards knees, man. Being and I, we seem to be doing okay, so that's why I decided not to push that.
Driver, someone in the chat says you're hot.
Wow. So it went down and then it started flashing after you said that. That's real good.
Driver.
Yeah, because he's right here. See how the light, and then it goes down when I'm here, and it goes up here. Oh, yeah.
Most people who are here do believe in this. That's why they're here, but you don't have to be. It's okay.
Yeah, we're really not here.
We're not trying to sell anything. We're not trying to change
people's
people's
beliefs.
beliefs.
Let us have fun.
Let us have fun. Is it an issue that we're having fun?
Anyway, it's okay if this isn't your kind of fun. We are what we are.
What kind of woman is Driver attracted to? Me, but I'm genderqueer, and we're still working on that. Me and him.
Non-binary, green-haired.
Yeah.
He's working on it. Yeah.
He is fascinated by the LGBT community, and he is in support. It's just not a concept that was as common, as openly common, I guess.
When it was is dry. You think this place is cool? Come visit, by the way. It's a non-profit. So if anybody we're trying to make money for here, it's for this non-profit museum because we care about it a lot. So yeah.
Also, you can come visit me if you come tomorrow.
Hey. I wanted to just put on the SBox. I was thinking of moving back there because the service was better and just letting anybody say whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So this is your chance, everybody.
I know I'm being loud. P.S. I'm really not trying to bother anybody. I am going to put on the SBox thing that I explained earlier, which is the radio box.
It's freezing up. So those of you who are
Box thing that I explained earlier, which is the radio box.
it's freezing up. So those of you who are saying it's freezing up, we're gonna move to
move.
where it's not.
Well, okay. Here we go. To understand it. He was ready.
Did you hear that laugh? That was like a kid's laugh. That was.
He was ready. And a woman said, Rupert, you're making rounds. Apparently they like Rupert. But this is not the Pretty Boy Show.
This is not the Pretty Boy Show.
Dark with simultaneously focus on the psychic skills of hearing. So if any of you are just like, whoa, why don't you know? It's because
Stress.
this. Yeah.
As soon as that goes on, my psychic medium abilities are like, right out the window. It's hard to focus on both. For me, when I do have both happening at the same time, it's because the outside ear is just by chance. I usually can do one or the other at once.
So cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thanks to the Wilmington Railroad Museum. Thank you to you. Remember, follow Kid on all of their social media platforms. I follow Kid, the spooky kid, and also on Instagram is where Kid is. And if you want to support the Wilmington Railroad Museum, it is a non-profit museum, and
They don't want us to go.
you can do that. But yeah, I follow the Wilmington Railroad Museum as well. Hello, everyone. It is not the same day that you watched the video. Basically, what happened was we went live, I replayed the footage, and when I say that I have never had signal that bad before, oh my goodness, because I've done lives from here before, it's never been that bad. And you were even saying yesterday that the vibes were just sort of...
The vibes were weird.
Very staticky. And I've even used the SBox before. So the thing is though, when I did the screen recording, which I said numerous times that I would be doing, it didn't record audio for some unknown reason. So I did not want to disappoint everyone, and since a kid said that they were working today, I was like, hey. Also, apparently we couldn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
That was fun. I do blame the Coke though.
I do.
Coca-Cola.
The Coca-Cola. It was soda.
It was actually soda.
It was actually soda.
not my brand of what I prefer. Anyway.
I like Pepsi better, so.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Pepsi is North Carolinian.
Exactly.
So, we're back at the museum. It's a little bit earlier than when we went live yesterday, which I think is going to be good because the kids are still out during this time. It's a more liminal sort of space. And I've got the SBox again. I've got the EMF reader again. And we have Michaela, who is also hanging out with us.
Hi.
Thank you. And yeah, you've only been working here a few weeks, right?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. And before we start this though, could you go over the EVPs that were of note?
Okay.
That you did at 2:30 in the morning.
And I did at 2:30 in the morning before you texted me at 3 a.m. saying you couldn't sleep.
I've just learned that I'm getting old and I can't have
No,
caffeine
it's okay.
that late.
I get it. I'm the same. So the app M2, I'm not sponsored. I am not endorsing it. It is just what I use to help me get further into my abilities. It might not be what helps you though. So, we, right before we went live, mentioned a coworker of ours, not Michaela, and as soon as we turned on this app, it said his name. This iPad was not in the room with us while we said his name, and so that was pretty cool. Throughout this, we got some interesting words. So, do we want to go into the 1898 part?
I think it might be worth it to mention how those were likely residual.
Yes. Okay, so we got some little residual moments here. Those of you that don't know about the 1898 coup, we do not have the time in this video to go into the full history of
Look it up.
But look it up.
Please.
It's very important. Look it up. Part of this museum, the building, the area played a terrible role in the coup itself, and in part of that, people were being stuffed into boxcars and shipped off to who knows where, honestly. And those who were lucky enough to escape had to jump in the river and swim away. So one of the strings of words here says swim, go, escaped. I thought that was interesting. We also got a string that said clown college. And I get teased here by the spirits a lot because of my hair. So I'm wondering if
They're jealous. It's cool.
Yes, exactly. And then also, for a while, people were asking how old Driver appears to be. And there are several times in these words where it said 40s. So we got confirmation on that.
Which we were also saying too, which is also cool.
Exactly. So that was pretty cool. Just some relevant words. We had been talking about our phones and how they were glitching, and this said iPhone. And a few people in the comments were talking about how they're skeptics. And we had like a pretty nice conversation with someone telling us about that, and immediately skeptical came up on here. But just a disclaimer, there are no microphone permissions in this app. I have them disabled. I have the camera disabled as well. So it's not just like picking up on words they were saying and coming up with buzzwords that are related. And those were the most interesting ones to me.
Were there ones towards the end when we were doing the spirit box stuff?
Oh, the one. There was only one. A very deep voice came on to the spirit box and said Rebekah's name. And it made me so uncomfortable. And I said, oh God, I don't like that. And immediately it said fear. And it was the only word that came up at the very end of everything.
Because you were saying there were less words on that than there had been the entire night when we had the SBox.
So before the SBox turned on, I had about 111 words come up throughout the entire night prior to the SBox. And that is like a record for the most words that have come up in a live that I've done with Rebekah. Usually it caps around like 50, 54. That's my average. So that was pretty exciting. And then as soon as the SBox went on, it's like everyone concentrated on using the SBox rather than this with the M2. And we only got one word, and it was fear. And it was the only time that I got scared last night.
So yeah, as far as SBox things that were not saved because of technical difficulties, we heard Rupert's name by at least 3 different folks, and heard my name by at least 2 different folks.
Yeah.
It was the deep voice and another voice. But yeah, really wanted to come back to see if we could maybe do that again, folks. Some people are less excited than others, let me tell you. Because I came in and I was like, what's up, everybody? And like, there was that one guy you saw who was just like, no.
Oh.
So yeah, quick read. I'm doing this more so to get my bearings because I mentioned last night, which may or may not have gotten through on the save. The SBox, I have to work with it more for it to not completely distract me. It messes with how I read. So just a quick check. Rupert's over here. Driver is here. Sorry, sir. He feels like a rock.
He
like
does.
whenever
It's the air feels
he likes that.
different.
I should give you the EMF reader. Wait. Okay, so. Oh, come on, man.
Driver.
We were very excited about calling you a rock. Like, your energetic signature is actually like a rock.
Okay, but this is great. This is great base reading because
Yeah.
yesterday it was going absolutely wild right here.
Yeah, right there it was spiking a lot.
It was
and it
all
was
the way
during
to
the
red,
session.
yeah.
Sorry, did I do that without your consent, sir? Is that why that...
He doesn't like this.
Yeah, he's like, I felt like he stepped back.
It got cold.
Yeah.
Right next to me, so
Sorry, sir.
when driver is around, it's very warm wherever he is. And as soon as I pushed this back here, I felt a
How about, I'll just give that to you again.
yes.
This is Danny. Wait, can I try?
Yeah.
Remember how we played tag? Can I do it again? Sorry, you all can't see, but no, okay.
Not today.
He's not feeling it today. When we went live with Kat, aka Spooktastics, he was sitting on my lap, and he,
Oh my
it-
God, that's weird.
remember? Yeah,
Yes.
and I actually poked him a few times because he didn't like it, but like, not in a like painful way he didn't like it,
Yeah,
but it was just more
no.
like he didn't know what it was. What we could do, I will set that there.
Yeah.
Apparently I will not set that there. Wait. Oh.
Could we put this?
I'm wondering if we could get reads on.
I just want to make sure the iPad isn't going to set it off.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it will set it off a little bit.
Okay.
I can sit back there and hold it. Just silently. It's up to you.
Okay. Anybody mind? Because the idea, if I have, because then somebody
Is
might
it like
step in
nothing
it.
is holding it? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but thank you for offering. I still might take you up on that.
It's fine.
we could put the chair here
You can share right here.
so that someone can sit in the chair.
That would be kind. Rupert doesn't like that idea. Why don't
Never
you like
mind.
that idea?
Rupert, why don't you kiss me?
He doesn't want people to get comfortable.
Oh, that's Rupert.
You know what? I almost wonder, because I'm trying to think where Driver was last night. He was here? Was that
For
right?
a little bit. Once Rupert was over, he was like 5 feet apart, bro, and was like
Yeah,
here.
two guys sitting in a hot tub.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you don't know that reference,
Sorry.
Vine.
Yeah.
In the days of Vine. Cool. I actually might have something to hold it up, maybe. My glasses holder.
Oh, true. Smart.
Or not.
No, it's great. Just don't breathe.
It's fine. I don't need
Oh, and you can see it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Perfect.
Good. Okay,
Perfect.
so someone can step there without feeling like they're stepping through us.
Cool. Okay, so to everyone who might want to make themselves known, again, it's going to be another free-for-all. Remember, it's the radio box, so it's going to be a bunch of radio stations going back and forth. But remember, last night we heard a lot of you, which was super cool. Unfortunately, though, that was not able to be shared. So people would love to see you, and the reason why we're doing this is also to get interest in the museum so that it can be preserved for longer. So we would appreciate it if anybody wants to come forward and try this thing out. We want to pick up your voice and maybe get some names. That'd be super cool.
That'd be cool.
So, and don't be worried about the box down here. It lights up, but it shouldn't. It's not going to hurt you or anything. So,
Driver think we'll see about that.
I literally had it in his back yesterday.
I know. I think it just he's an interesting one.
This is a good note, though. It should never be assumed that spirits know how to use tech or are comfortable with using tech.
Consent is important,
Yeah.
living or dead.
Yeah. So, cool. We'll try it out here. If we need to move over to another spot, we will.
SBox. Scanning. FM.
His voice. Oh,
It's really loud from yesterday.
Scanning. AM.
So loud.
it said vent. I don't think I can say that word.
That might just be radio, because we got that a
Yeah.
lot yesterday.
Yeah, with the sauce.
Yeah, sauce. I'm sure. By the way, if any of this makes sense to you, please.
To make this
Stop getting weird. Are you saying 6?
is linked. So,
Yeah, it's all the same. It's sense, sex, or 6.
I'm wondering if they're trying to say seance.
opposite.
Possibly.
I'm gonna trust your ears on this one because.
That's more.
Yeah. Kat, where are you? So, I don't think of this as a seance, if that's what
No.
you're saying.
Hard to
I feel like there'd be a candle.
There has to be at least one candle. And then a table.
Maybe a candle. Can you tell us your name?
to the day.
Is Felipe your name?
Right back.
That was a good voice. Could you say my name?
Tony.
God.
Or die?
Yep. Give them all.
That what you all tell each other when this sort of thing happens? Sense?
That's where run back.
think of this device? Someone I heard sick. Complex. Should we keep going with this? Talking over each other.
If you talk one at a time, it's easier for us to understand you.
300.
300. Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
Okay. 300 what?
Souls.
Are there 300 souls?
In this building? No.
Easy to
Can't be there.
snap.
Snaps.
Alright, I'll ask this one more time. Can anyone say any of our names? I don't know what that was.
Might have been me,
Spot.
Like somebody called.
No, like on that, the squeaky voice, Curtis.
Is somebody angry?
What? Up. Safe. Right ahead.
By the way.
I'm thinking that these voices are like not here.
No,
They're
in the area.
yeah.
Like parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like last night.
They were all
Here.
Sports.
Oh, on the board. Are you waiting to come inside? Alright, I think I'm gonna turn this off now. So, any last words for this thing? Seems like a no. Well, thanks for playing, everybody. Okay. Cool.
I'm wondering if we would have better luck in the center over there where everything really started yesterday.
Yeah, we could try that.
That was like popping off when
Yeah.
we were there. And I feel like this would too.
Yeah, the energy today is significantly different, and I think
Yeah.
it's also because the sun is up.
Oh, definitely.
This is interesting. I'm glad, it's nice having three. I'll say that because like my hearing is like what the porch, and then I know there were plenty of things that were said. It's interesting in playing this back. Sometimes it's easier to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. We can go over there. Cool. Let's go over there. For context, we are in front of the hallway where.
No, I'm so sorry. When it said glasses earlier, I was thinking it was talking about Michaela, but the meter is on your glasses case. It might have been talking about that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I thought about that too because I was like, you have glasses, and they're also glasses.
Okay.
So, yeah, somebody just sitting around being like, glasses. It's kind of a jerk thing to do.
My
Yeah.
name would have been better, but I'll take it.
But glasses.
That's my name.
It's B-U-T-T. So yeah, we're in front of the hallway that is next to the closet. At the end of the hallway is Boyle's backwards needs man being, who still really wants nothing to do with me, but is also not what he, them, it was. Like, I don't get the vibes. Plus, I've never really had him speak English or any language in particular before, so I don't think, I mean, I'd be surprised, but yeah. Cool. We'll do this for a little bit. Everybody who might be listening, I think just like 10 minutes this time.
10 minutes is good.
Yeah. So if you're really feeling it,
Hop on in.
you know, we'd love to hear your name. If you want to say any of our names, if you want to say, I don't know,
Occupation.
your occupation is cool, what you like to do for fun, what color kids' hair is, your opinions on that, that's good. Yeah, what you like for a nice date. Wow, Rupert was really like, why are you asking them about dates? He didn't say that, it was more of the feeling of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not saying we're all gonna go on a date, but I mean, like, maybe. Some guy's interested, you know? Anywho, okay, so here we go again.
SBox. Scanning. FM.
Gonna turn to AM.
Scanning. AM.
Dinner.
Dinner movie.
What?
It said dinner and a movie. You just asked what you want for a date.
Thank you. Does anybody want dinner and a movie with Rupert?
You might want to. Sun travel.
airplanes.
What?
Do you remember Florence?
What a cake.
What's Kid's hair color? Sounded like an attempt, but I don't know if it was green. Yeah, I heard blue. It sounded like he was guessing. It's like blue.
Yeah.
That was a good shot. That was a good shot.
Injury.
Are you happy here? Sounds like he does. Do you want people to come to the museum? Any last things you want to say?
Hayward.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Have a good night. Okay.
Interesting. A couple of those things came through loud and clear, and
Yeah.
a couple of them was like, I don't know. Dinner and movie was very fast.
Thank you for that. I hope somebody does that for you soon. And I hope they figure out how to do that in spirit, because it's possible. But yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. I think this is the place that we are going to part this evening. But yeah. Basically, I wanted to be sure that we got some SBox for all of you, especially after all the connectivity issues yesterday. So yeah, if any of you have suggestions on, because I've looked at like cell boosters and things like that, but if any of you, particularly paranormal investigators who specialize in lives, have any suggestions on how to make a clear signal for a phone, that would be super cool.
And before anyone says, just get on the Wi-Fi, here, that's not gonna help, so.
Yeah. And a lot of places, like I think about Fort Fisher,
Yeah.
that's where I went live, and unfortunately that live was not saved because of all the connectivity issues. So yeah, I'm out here trying. I want to keep you all, hanging out with us live because it's like the coolest thing. But yeah, we'll see. But thanks for watching, and you tell me what you heard in all of that. I'm also going to send that off to Kat, so we're all going to get many opinions, but cool. Good night.